helpful.
How often do you have the beat on the streets, just out of curiosity?
Usually twice a month.
Yeah.
And it's in a different location every
Okay.
time we have it. We may be in our Babylon office, our Huntington office, our Setauket office, our Hauppauge office. It would depend, what office we visited in the last week or two, and then we set up a beat on the street. And,
Because you have quite a few offices now,
yes,
so you guys
9,
really do
yeah.
have to get around.
Yeah.
And it's great that you're providing the fresh news of what's going on to the agents. And I think by bringing Continental in, that helps keep, everything is relative.
Exactly, and they
So
have
they're on
great
top of their-
statistics on buying power for, as a rate goes up, how much buying power there is and how many potential buyers a marketplace might lose because they're knocked out of that marketplace because the rates went up 1% and that knocked them completely out. They can afford $40,000 or $50,000 less in their home. So the timing of doing everything is really important right now.
Sure.
And there's still that government thing going on where they're trying to reduce the ability of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to take in more loans. They're trying to privatize things, and they're cutting the levels that Fannie Mae can go to as far as lending, and that's going to affect the market tremendous. Probably will take 60%, 40% of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's business will be adjusted or disappear based on how they regulate that.
John, you think we'll have time for Bruce to just touch that a little bit?
I'm sure he
Because
can.
You said it so
Yeah,
quick.
I'm sure he
can.
And we do this every day. I think the public needs to
Yeah.
understand how that's going to change a little bit of the dynamic. Hopefully we could squeeze that in because I'm sure Bruce is very versed in
Sure.
this.
Yeah.
And he's trying to, if we can touch on that a little bit later.
Now, in terms of your inventory, what would you say percentages of investment properties?
We vary greatly. Every day a different property may come on the market, a short sale property, or as you know, we handle bank foreclosure properties here at Realty Connect.
Right.
Also, it's a percentage of our inventory. So on any given day, that'll change based on what we have contracts with Fannie Mae, with Bank of America, and a number of other financial institutions to provide us with foreclosed properties to sell to the market.
Right.
So that can change on any given day depending on what they give us.
And,
Sure.
and investment properties, just to take it to the other side, investment properties today are not just the lower end modest prices
Right.
on the island. An investment property can be a house well in excess of $1 million, $1.5 million, and it's still an investment property. So
I
That's
met
an
with
interesting
I
point.
met with an investor last week. They're doing houses in the $12 to $14 million range in the Hamptons. Those are investment properties that they're doing.
Wow.
So, as
That's
Michael
healthy.
said, the numbers can be staggering. And we talked about it last week. 26% of the high-end market has increased. 26%.
And if you pay attention, if people with money are buying investment properties in those price ranges, it's a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, that just validates it right there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, they wait for these opportunities, and if they're cashing in on them, then everybody should cash in on the opportunities.
Right.
You know?
You guys are truly amazing. I mean, I love, you feed off each other, and it's just great to
He got
listen to
dressed
you
up
guys.
today.
I know, I
Paying
love
attention
it.
a little
He came
more.
late.
You're just amazing.
He came late. He said, "What are we going to talk about?" Do you
Here we go. I
Yeah,
riled him up now.
Now you started us.
Can you tell me, do you have any agents specifically that work on just investment properties within Realty Connect?
No, I don't think so. I think all the agents will be
All
able
the
to
agents
handle an
can help,
investment
no
property
matter what.
because we give them the education they need to talk to an investor.
That's excellent, because I remember, 20 years ago, maybe, 15 years, 10 years ago.
I was in
We're
around.
into something here. You just had a
Yeah.
birthday, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I did. Let's not go there. So I remember there were very specific agents that were just targeted
The
towards
industry's
investment properties.
changed a lot.
Yeah.
What we've
Yeah.
always wished for in our industry was to be able to be respected and really have more knowledge, and the public now demands that.
Sure.
So, John just very quickly said everyone does it. Everyone needs to understand investment property, needs to be ready, whether they're helping someone with a short sale or a foreclosure or an investment property. You need to be doing all that because now it happens all over the island. It's not
Sure.
in just one area. Or
Sure,
another.
and I hear so many short sales. I do want to remind our guests that they should call in 516-702-5406. And I think at this time we really need to bring Bruce out here.
I agree, 100%.
So
I
Bruce,
agree.
come on out.
Bruce.
Oh,
Hi, Bruce.
Pleasure to see you.
Corinne.
Hello, Bruce.
Pleasure.
Did you love everything I said about you, Bruce?
Yeah,
Did you know that?
With an introduction like that, I can't wait to hear what I have to say.
Truthfully, you really started off my career in investing, and we invested, AJ and I, for a couple of years after that. But I think investment properties, especially when people were telling me, don't spend your money on a house, why would you do that? Spend it on a car. And AJ and I, my husband and I, just recently spoke about what a mistake that would have been. You know, that I needed a place to stay. I didn't want to purchase or invest in renting, or not invest rather. And that opportunity that your company gave and the hand-holding that they gave was something that really, really helped for the rest of my life. It certainly starts you off on the right track.
That's been the Continental model since I'm there. Now, you were, what, 19, you said?
I was
So
19.
I think I was about 17.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's been the model of Continental. I'm here since 1987. It's a small mom and pop mortgage company. We are now over 400 people.
Wow.
We will do nearly $1.25 billion of mortgage production. 80% of our shop is purchase business. And that's because of the relationships that we built with realtors. Right? I mean, we're not out there, you don't see our name in the paper, advertising all over the web and everything like that. It's all, you know, personal referral type business from realtors, attorneys, past clients, happy people. And it's because we do it right.
You built your relationships from relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, you're only as good as your last deal, as we know, and that's why the lasting impression has to be the best one. And it's all about being hands-on, you know.
Yeah.
So you must know Michael a long time.
I do know Michael a long time.
Yeah, and John too?
No, John's
No,
younger,
no,
much
no,
younger,
much younger,
much
right.
younger.
Yes, you're younger than me, aren't you, John?
Oh, much younger than
How
everybody
did you
in the
guys
room.
come to have this marriage that really is so synergistic and helps each other?
You know, I
quite a
think
bit?
good people find good people, you know. They want the best in the business, we want the best in the business. We want to be aligned with those type people because, you see, when a guy like John and Michael refer business to us, those people are more than likely gonna at least give us that opportunity. Whereas some realtors, maybe not as strong in their conviction towards it, maybe give out 2-3 cards and say, well, here, pick somebody.
Right.
They understand that I help butter their bread. If the loan doesn't close, nobody wins.
Right.
So they've got a lot more control being able to give the loan to someone they can trust. And plus, I need to be a positive reflection to you, right? I mean, when the loan
Bruce, you know,
closes.
speaking to that point, you build a relationship, someone's buying a house or a condo or their first place. When we give a Continental Home Loan name, your name, I know
Right.
that you're gonna treat that client like it's your client from the moment you make that phone call. You're gonna handhold it, you're gonna walk it through. I mean, in all seriousness, what you said is why the relationship you've built with him happened.
Yeah.
Well, from an agent's point of view and the public's point of view, they need to know when we connect them to someone, it's of this quality and they're gonna take care of it in that way, or you wouldn't be giving them the accolades as a perfect
Yeah.
example. So what
Exactly.
you just said is so true.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So, Bruce, I got to ask you a quick question because
Sure.
we touched on it, and Michael said that Bruce would have the information. I know you do, and I know we wanted to gear the show a lot towards investors, but what do you see happening with the regulations with Fannie and Freddie and the change
Well,
in
this is-
buying power?
People
Yeah.
need to get that on
The odd thing is you understand that the government did bail out Fannie and Freddie, get a lot of money, right? And at this point, Fannie and Freddie have paid back every penny of that with all the interest and have been more profitable this past year than they've ever been.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm hoping that the lobbyists will get out there, the real estate lobbyists, the mortgage lobbyists will get out there and not let them privatize this deal. Because, you know, Fannie makes up a tremendous percentage of the mortgage backed and the loans that did go out and they're purchased through that program. And if you privatize it, I think you're going to see a big drop off in mortgage availability.
And that's what it means to the public.
Yeah,
It's what it means to
absolutely.
the public that
Right,
really is.
right.
is
How it
helpful
matters
to
is
them.
Sure.
less buyers in the market
Sure.
and less buying power for the buyers that are in the market.
So that means it affects our sellers, because there's less
Correct.
buyers in the
Yeah.
market.
Exactly.
And it affects the buyers, because there's less money in the market.
And ultimately, that can affect price.
Right.
Sure.
And even if
It
they don't
trickles down.
privatize it, what they're trying to do also is take the loan limits down, as you mentioned earlier. So you have two loan limits with Fannie Mae. You've got your conventional conforming loan limit of $417,000, and then their jumbo limit, which is anything over $417 up to $625,500. And they're trying to bring both of those levels down, which again is going to, give less opportunity for your average buyer to purchase a home in America.
They need more money down.
They need more money down, because no private investor is going to lend as liberally as that.
Yeah.
Not that it's so liberal these days.
Yeah, and isn't New York one of the highest limits? They have a higher limit
We have
in New
one of the
York
higher limits, absolutely.
than in other
And
states.
so we get it, right,
Yeah.
it won't affect Kansas.
Right,
It's
but
gonna
it will
affect us.
affect New York, because we have a higher limit, so the.
And for those of you who have that
Right.
second home in Hawaii, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Corinne,
one in Hawaii.
You're the one that helped Corinne get the Hawaii home,
Yes.
you know? That was it. I'm still doing this job at this age.
As I-
Thank you, Bruce.
I don't even have a motor on the boat that I rode to Hawaii in, to see Corinne. That's it. I'm stuck. So, one other thing I wanted to touch on, and the show goes so quick, but you also have a great program for VA mortgage.
Do.
And
Excellent.
I don't know if the veterans really understand what's available to them and how great of buying power
There's
they
so much they
have
can take
and
advantage
the
of.
opportunities that they have. Veterans can buy a house with no cash down and finance the entire property, and
Right.
they have changed the rules and regulations on the VA loans.
Yes. First statistic you should know is that in Suffolk County alone, there are nearly 120,000 veterans. The second highest population of veterans in the country.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. So we
And-
should just, for 1 second, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that. That's
No
amazing
question.
what you've done.
And more veterans are qualifying for the program because they've now come out with this Article 10 that if you were in any of these wartime programs, even if you were National Guard or Army Reserve, in the past you had to have 6 years of service to get that, and now it's only 90 days of active duty. So there's a lot of people returning now who are eligible that don't even know they're eligible. And you should contact the VA directly to find out your eligibility. But the program is fantastic because it allows for a 0% down payment with no PMI. I mean, one of the biggest deterrents
Wow,
these
that's a
days.
great
Right.
thing. That's
One of the
still
biggest
out
deterrents
there.
these days, especially as the FHA has increased their mortgage insurance, you can do 100% financing with no mortgage insurance.
And FHA has their mortgage insurance for the life of the loan now, right?
Unless you put 10%
You
down.
can't get off of it.
Right.
So
Yeah,
Continental
yeah.
offers this.
That's fabulous.
We are actually, Continental, I'm happy to say, is the largest government lender in the whole state of New York.
Wow, that's
Really?
impressive.
Largest.
So if you're a veteran and you're thinking about buying a home, you now know who to call. And Bruce, what's your number?
My direct number is 631-390-6100, my extension 4137. I'd be happy
So-
to speak with anybody.
If you need information and you're a veteran, you're looking to buy a home, this is an ideal time to do it, and you have a great,
Can I plug
great person.
one thing too? I do have a monthly homebuyer seminar that I do talk about all the programs, especially at VA. If you just contact me that way, I can
When do you
certainly.
normally have that then?
Typically
Is it-
the third Thursday or Wednesday of the month. I
Okay.
have one coming up at Town Hall in Huntington this coming Wednesday.
Yeah,
Okay,
and if
great.
you'd like to go to Bruce's seminar and you didn't get the number, and you can text us or call us or email us, and we'll get the directions and get you set up to go there.
Always.
Right.
So I want to hear, what are Bruce's do's and don'ts for investing properties?
Sure. Well, it's not just for investment properties, it's just in general.
general,
Because,
okay.
people don't know what they don't know until they realize they didn't know that.
I learned something in buying investment properties. You don't have to fighting for the best rate. We were competing in a live auction,
Mhm.
and I was determined to get the house, and it started at 30-something thousand. I paid a lot more than that, but I was determined to win. You can,
Yeah.
if you're buying an investment property, you can go on to the next one.
Right.
There are plenty out there, right?
People get excited at
Get
auctions.
excited. Oh,
and
totally.
and they bid, and then all of a sudden they go, "What did I just do?"
Yeah, I still got a
yeah,
great price,
yeah.
and it was.
It starts with education. I mean, you need to be educated. You need to know what you need to know,
Mhm.
right? Some of the do's are just obvious ones, like paying everything on time. I mean,
Right.
you realize that if you went 30 days late on one Sears card,
Right.
it could drop your points 80 to 100 points.
Significantly,
And take you
right.
completely out of the ability to even do an investment or any property for that matter.
Wow.
Right. So that's number one. So just paying everything on time. Don't move a lot of money around, because if you start moving money around, it's like
Why
this
they
maze
move
of a
it?
paper trail. You know, I had this money here, I had it there. You don't want to deal with cash. I'll say that twice. You don't want to deal with cash. You want to definitely put your money in your bank well in advance of meeting with somebody like me. Anytime you're going for financing, we're going to look back 2 months into your bank account. So we're going to see if a large deposit came in there. If it was cash, you have a problem. So you definitely don't want to do that. You don't want to cancel credit cards, because canceling credit cards takes away from your available credit, which also impacts your credit score. I do a whole segment on that in my seminar.
Wow.
So in
Right.
other words, do you have a lot of credit cards or don't have?
Having a lot of credit cards, not applying for new ones, but if you already have a lot, that's not going to necessarily
Just
hurt
keep
you.
them because
Oh.
it shows
Right.
history.
The whole key is it's the proportion of what you have available to what you have in balance. Right? That's
Yeah.
30% of your FICO score.
Sure.
Okay, gotcha.
Sure.
You know, 35% of your score is how you pay back your debt. But 30% is that proportion of available credit to use credit. So if you decide you wanted to get rid of all your credit cards, because you thought it was going to help your position, you might have shot yourself in the foot. So be real careful with stuff like that.
I have a quick question for you, Bruce. When you said pay your bills on time, I mean, some people have made mistakes or have gone through unfortunate situations. Sandy, how long does it take to?
Well, there is some relief when you can prove that you were a Sandy victim. There's
Oh,
some
really?
programs for
Really?
that. Yeah.
Okay,
But you,
that's
you
terrific.
really have to be able to document that you were in a hardship.
We
there.
need him on the South Shore to come to one of the
Sure.
on the streets, because
Yeah.
a lot of the things.
There's
are
some
happening
40 or
in the South.
50,000 homes that were affected
just got off
across
the
the
phone
South
with a
Shore.
woman.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should have a follow-up on
Sure.
on
Yeah.
the South Shore.
Sure.
Yep.
I
Okay.
don't think people know that,
Yeah.
right?
That's a very
Right.
important
Right.
piece of information.
Absolutely.
So they'll be more lenient.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's a tremendous amount more information that you have, but these shows, they always
I
run
know.
so quick.
Yeah.
And
I'm happy to come back
you know,
anytime. I mean, by the
I would
way,
love
Really?
to have you come
yeah,
back.
I mean, Louise, your makeup girl, she was
Oh,
fantastic.
great.
And the hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
The green room
Yeah.
was terrific.
Amazing how she
wasn't
got
it?
rid of the
Right.
gray
Bruce,
hairs.
did request green M&Ms, and I have to make mention of our producers, Brandon
Yes.
and Donna Drake. They're unbelievable. I do want to talk though, mention again, please, Bruce's number is 631-390-6100, extension 4137. You can also call the line designated for this show, 516-702-5406. Let's go to our listings. We can make
Okay.
commentary,
Okay, great.
along
Okay.
with the listings.
Great. Oh, we've got a screen over there today.
Yes, we have a monitor so we can look over here
Okay.
today.
Great.
Yeah, maybe,
Look
you
at
know,
us
eventually
today.
we'll
We're
have it over
moving
there.
up.
Someday I heard we're gonna be in a studio. You never know.
Someday. Yeah,
Hawaii.
promises,
I think it's
promises,
in Hawaii.
Kurt. Yes, I'll send my private jet.
Yeah.
So the first listing we have is on Kathleen Court in Selden.
That's Frank Mosca's. What a beautiful, look at that. 295,000. What a big house for that.
Now that
Three-car
seems right
garage.
there, like an investment property.
Yeah, and this is
It's on
an
an acre.
interior picture of the home.
Wow,
Look at the
that's
kitchen.
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Is that fantastic?
Wow, that's
If
beautiful.
you need a big house with a 3-car garage, I mean, that's a fantastic
of
house.
property.
Yeah, definitely.
Very
I
nice.
might call Frank on that one.
And
What do we,
it-
yeah, okay,
This is
Crestwood
one of-
Drive in Yaphank. Let's
Julie
see.
Martin's. It's in-
Julie Martin, oh, she talked to me about this house. This is a beautiful
It's
house.
off
It
of
looks
339.9.
very
That's
large.
a great price.
Yeah, beautiful. Look at the
Well taken
backyard.
care of.
Very nice.
I like
Nice
the patio.
patio, set up beautiful.
Looks like all new windows. Appliances, granite.
Stony Brook.
Oh, here's one with Jim Maticus. On
Stony Brook's a
Bayberry Drive.
great, great area, don't
Yeah.
you think?
Where do you see the pool on this? Jump to the next slide on this. Look
Oh,
at this.
wow.
That's that same
Wow.
house. Look at the backyard.
That
of this
reminds
house.
me
like
of
a
when
park.
Lisa Gott had said, make sure there's a wow factor.
That's
Yeah,
a
there
wow.
it is.
That's a wow
There's
factor.
a 20 by 40 pool, there's a hot tub, there's beautiful decking, patios. That's like buying a vacation resort.
Outdoor
Mhm.
You
TV.
know? How nice
Yeah,
is that?
very nice.
Yeah,
Well, here's one right in Holtzville.
just around the corner from us. Yeah, beautiful colonial 2-car garage, got a nice front porch. That's a great looking house. Really
Under
nice.
500,000.
Yeah,
Look at that
there's the
backyard.
Nice house.
Very nice.
Oh, this looks like a.
Deer Park.
This is Patricia Ken, an agent that just joined the company
Oh,
recently.
she just
Okay.
was about a week or two.
Yeah, fantastic agent. Patricia Kent, folks, she's terrific.
This-
40-year roof.
And this is a colonial. I thought it was going to be a
Now
townhouse.
look at the
It's so
fireplace, the inside.
large.
What a beautiful room that is.
Yeah, very
That's a
pretty.
nice
Very
house.
nice. Very nice.
So next is in
Huntington
Huntington Station,
Station.
Sean Davis.
Yeah, that's a nice cape.
And that
Beautiful.
reminds me of my first home. That's somewhat what it looked like, by the way,
Yeah,
Bruce.
I bought that, I'm still living in it. Thank you.
Fireplace.
You guys are unbelievable.
That's a
windows.
nice fireplace, what a great
Sean
setup.
Davis, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, Roslyn Heights,
Now, this is outside of your norm from Steve Layton.
Steve Layton.
Steve
Russell
Layton
Heights.
also just joined the company. A
Terrific.
really terrific agent, a great guy, Steve Layton, and he's put, I think, probably about 4, 5, 6 new
Yeah.
properties on with us.
Yeah.
Are you
and,
kidding?
5
he's
bedrooms.
a fabulous guy. Look
Wow.
at that, that's a
Ready to
nice
move
house,
in?
ready to move in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you need a house right away, there it is, $499.
Bayport,
Oh, I love Bayport. What a
Yeah,
great area.
Great town, beautiful colonial.
Julie's,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a nice house, 697, beautiful backyard,
Nice
decking.
deck, I like the
Yeah.
deck.
Bayport's a great town.
It really is.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's just
fantastic.
some of the properties that we have at Realty Connect. And remember, we see this every week, we have thousands of available properties for you to take a look at. So if you didn't see what you wanted today on the screen, we have it. Just give one of our agents a call. They'll make an appointment with you. They'll sit down, interview, go over all your needs, everything that you want in your new home, and then they'll do the research, and by the time they take you out and show you homes, they'll have homes that meet your needs and are in an area that you want to be in, and you'll get the best service you could possibly want. So we have your home. It's here. It's waiting for you.
It's
Just
waiting
give
for
us
you.
a call.
And of course, they'll be using Bruce for their mortgage, and Bruce will treat them like family.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Bruce, with over 25 years' experience, we're hoping to have you back on the show, but I have
Please
to
come
ask
back.
you,
We really
just
did
like we
so
ask
quick.
many of our guests, is there anything, funny situation or anything that has happened in your time that you know, a little story to tell?
Well, so I have a Jewish first name and a Portuguese last name. I'm 100% Italian. And I'm doing a mortgage for the Feldmans. Can I say that? It was
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Okay,
Sure.
I
okay.
won't use any first
There's lots
names.
of-
Yeah, we'll cut
And
it.
of course, they were negotiating with me on price and rate. And they said to me, because I had given them my card, "Well, you're a Silva, aren't you?" Thinking it was Silver, and I said, "Well, yes, I am." I wrote the deal.
And then
That
you told
is
me.
great.
I never told them.
I have to say, I really enjoy doing this show every week because you guys are so
That was
out.
good.
You're just so funny. You're gregarious. You're so outgoing and warm. And it was such.
That was good because you put me on the spot there.
I know I did, and you were like right
There you
like
go.
that. You weren't even
But I had
prepared
that.
about that.